Well, Marvel Hall H panel at Comic Con, they announced a few things. They apparently showed a few things as far as footage of Fantastic Four, stuff about Thunderbolts. I guess supposedly they showed footage of Harrison Ford turning into Red Hulk. So at least we know for sure they didn't change that. That's official. But what is everybody talking about? Okay? Everybody is talking about the fact that, well, for one, they got rid of Avengers the King Dynasty. And honestly, I think that was for the right move. I'm not even going to get into whether or not Jonathan Majors should have been fired because I think that's a whole separate discussion topic and debate that we could go back and forth on. But I'm more coming from the point of view of I am not sure the Kang storyline was working. It's one of those deals where it could have worked. Kang, in general, is an interesting character and could have been set up as a good Avengers villain, but honestly, putting him in Ant-Man Quantumania and having him get defeated by Ant-Man was sort of the death blow for the character. It's like, what if they had put Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy and he got beat by them? It's just like, well, how are we supposed to think of him as capable and threatening for a much larger story? It just feels like they shot themselves in the foot. Feels like there wasn't much place to go from there. And also, whether it was indirectly or by accident, the finale of Loki Season 2 pretty much ends, caps off Kang, in my opinion. Loki wins, he stops Kang from coming into existence, at least that's how I'm going to take it going forward, so it makes sense to be done with Kang. Having the film now be called Avengers Doomsday, I'm sure DC is thrilled over the fact that they have a movie called Doomsday before DC ever did it. So, Doctor Doom is going to be the villain. And this is great. This is something that I have been anxiously anticipating for so long. And also, the Russo brothers are back. And they're going to direct both Avengers 5, Doomsday, and Avengers 6, which is still Secret Wars. And so this is all good news. I think it's only a positive to bring back the Russos. I see that some people are saying we should get newer directors or let different people come in and tackle an Avengers movie. But guys, I feel like Marvel has been trying to do new things and different things and try out new directors, people that haven't been involved. And look at the fan and critical reception Phase 4 and 5 got. To go back to the tried and true, to go back to the what we already know and love. Their track record speaks for itself. And so that's great. Robert Downey Jr. is back in the MCU, and most of the headlines, that's all they're saying. Robert Downey Jr. returns to MCU, returns to Avengers, and that's what's getting most of the buzz. But he's not coming back, presumably, as Iron Man. He's coming back as Doctor Doom! And it's a mindfuck. Honestly, I'm sitting here going like, wow, shit, this is sort of the last thing I expected Marvel to announce. I mean, it blew my mind. I was literally, during my live stream on Twitch, I reacted to the info as it was all coming in, and I was so back and forth. I am still conflicted over this. I can't say that this is the worst thing ever. I can't say, like some people are saying, Marvel is so desperate for attention or desperate for people to be interested in the brand again, and I think that's bullshit. Deadpool and Wolverine showed that Marvel still has some fight left in getting people excited. I don't think that this is primarily because they are on the ropes and they don't know what to do to get people invested or excited for Avengers 5. I think with or without Downey, we were going to get there. Bringing Downey back, though, does have a lot of people hyped, does have a lot of people excited. I've seen a lot of tweets which are annoying the shit out of me when people say, Marvel is so back. Just, it's very annoying. But Downey, he's a great actor, obviously. It's like, not only do we love him as Tony Stark, as Iron Man, he's one of the building blocks, he's one of the pillars, he's one of the reasons why the MCU made it to the heights that they did. But to bring him back as Doctor Doom, because I was looking forward to Doctor Doom's introduction, how Doctor Doom would be used. Would he be introduced in Fantastic Four? Would he somehow tie into Black Panther and Wakanda because he's supposed to be the king of his own country? And it seems like we may or may not get that, right? We don't know exactly what the story is or how they will explain away Downey playing him. If Robert Downey is just playing Victor Von Doom, and it's like, well, he just so happens to share a resemblance to a character that is very near and dear to us, that would suck. In my opinion, it would just cast a new actor. You know, when I was thinking of actors that could have potentially played Doctor Doom in the MCU, my mind went to guys like Javier Bardem, went to Cillian Murphy, Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, some of those might be a stretch, but it's still like somebody fresh, somebody new, somebody who has not been in these movies. And you bring in Downey. My only thought is that it's a Tony Stark variant, right? I've seen conflicting reports on, is it going to be that, or is he actually just playing Victor Von Doom? I don't know if anybody truly knows for sure. If he's a Tony Stark variant that went evil and just became Doctor Doom, I at least can be intrigued by that. I can at least hear that. And I looked up some comic books. Rob Liefeld posted something of a comic where they did do a story in the comics of Tony Stark in a different universe becoming Doctor Doom. And so it's not one of those deals where, well, because it's in a comic, that means it's going to be good, or that means it was the right thing. I'm still conflicted. I am still like, I don't 100% know if this is a great idea or if it's going to work. A big part of me is excited to see Downey back. A big part of me is excited that people are speaking, for the most part, positively about the future of Marvel. And now that we know a little bit more of where the Avengers is aiming towards, we have something to look forward to. People kept complaining on, what's this all building to? Well, now we know at least some of that. It's just one of those deals where I don't want this to be a, you know, oh, we just bring Downey back because we're nervous of how audiences are reacting to the franchise, or if it's one of those, we just have to do it because we're nervous, not because of the story, not because it makes the most sense. Hopefully it works out. I will fully admit, if I watch these movies and say, holy shit, they pulled it off. They made it make sense. They did something fresh with the character. Downey was able to play it very different, because I don't want him to just act like Tony Stark, but be evil. Even if it's a variant. Like, I want this Doctor Doom to be his own character, to be his own villain, to be something that we would hold up there with Thanos and Loki and anyone else that you can think of, Killmonger. But if it's just a take on Tony Stark, but he just happens to be doing bad things, how's that going to go? Downey's a great actor. I don't want to pigeonhole him to just being Tony Stark, because I know a lot of people might do that. He just won an Oscar for Oppenheimer. Like, he can clearly pull it off. I just don't know how he will go about this, how he thinks this should be played. I'm going to trust the Russos. I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to trust Feige, because they have not steered me wrong most of the time. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the MCU as Doctor Doom? Man, I feel like I should be more excited, or I should be more pissed, but I'm stuck smack dab in the middle. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.